Hey everyone, I hope you, my dear netizens of the internet, are all doing great and welcome back to another video by me, Astrei. I love the Animal Crossing franchise. Ever since 2020, when we were all stuck in our homes trying to prevent our Discord friend Arson from blowing their brains out, I have been hooked on the wacky world of Animal Crossing. For those unaware, before moving abroad, I originally wanted to get my bachelor's degree in foreign languages and public relations. Ever since I was a little boy, I have been heavily interested in other languages and cultures, so this choice felt only natural. As you know, the Astrei channel only has English content, pero de hecho el inglés es mi segundo idioma. Yo nací y crecí en México, así que hablo español fluido. Dejando eso de lado,
俺は1年8ヶ月ぐらい前、日本語を習っている学生。
2年前、俺は初めて動物の森Eプラスをしたり、このゲームについて Twitter で投稿したりした。あの時、俺はまだ日本語が分かったことがないから、このゲームのバージョンで何も知らなかった。今年の方が18歳の時より上手になったと思うから、またしたい。でも、
誰も気にしない。
There's already plenty of videos that talk about the localization process of the original GameCube Animal Crossing, but I noticed that there's barely any content in regards to the localized names of the villagers themselves. I only found 1 or 2 videos about the topic in English. The rest of the videos are just YouTube shorts. So I thought to myself, why not combine all my passions into one video? Today, we will be analyzing the etymology and localization differences of some Animal Crossing villager names in English, Spanish, and Japanese. I will mostly focus on these languages as I am fluent in 2 out of those 3. It is important to know, however, that Animal Crossing New Horizons has been translated to 12 different languages. Since I can only provide somewhat accurate pronunciations in those 3 languages, I will not even try to butcher the German, French, Korean, etc. name pronunciations. For the sake of the length of this video, I won't go over characters whose names don't change much between languages. For example, KK Slider is called, well, KK Slider in most versions, except for Japanese and Spanish, where his name is Totakeke. Chinese, Korean, and Russian call him something similar to KK, and French calls him Keke la glisse, which would translate to something similar to sliding KK. Also, did you know that 92% of the people currently watching this video are not subscribed? If you like indie horror or language learning videos, consider subscribing and leaving a like for part 2. We're almost at 3k subs, so do your boy a favor and give me some sugar, you know? At the end of this video, I will choose my favorite localization to conclude which country cooked the best when it came to translating the game. So now that we're all in the same page, let's begin. The first character I want to go over today is Isabelle. Isabelle's original name in Japanese is Shizue, which comes from the dog breed Shih Tzu. In this case, her name is derived from her appearance. However, the name Shizu in Japanese means peaceful, calm, comforting, or reassuring, which draws an interesting parallel to her job as the mayor's secretary, or the town that is a quiet, peaceful place. Her name in English once again draws attention to her appearance, more specifically her head, as it resembles a bag of bells, the currency of Animal Crossing, hence Isabelle. Spanish, however, does a complete 180 and names her Canela, which means cinnamon. There is a deranged theory that says the localization team chose Canela because the word can means dog, and Canela has the word can in it. I think that's just a coincidence though. Interestingly, the name Canela is one of the most popular dog names in Spanish-speaking countries, which makes a lot more sense. Although Canela is my personal favorite and what I refer to this character as mentally, I think Isabelle is actually the most creative and most fitting name, so good job, English localization team. Now let's talk about Koko, whose Japanese name is Yayoi. As we all know, Koko's appearance is very similar to that of the gyroids, which are based on the Haniwa clay figures of Yayoi period Japan. The Haniwa were used to determine the borders of burial grounds. Due to the prevalent association between the Haniwa and the Yayoi/Kofun period of Japan, and with the former period also being used as a girl's name, they went for the name Yayoi. In English, similar to Isabelle's, Koko's name is based on the shape of her head, which resembles that of a coconut, as it has 3 holes. Her name in Spanish is very similar to that in English. Her name is Coco Loca. which literally translates to crazy coconut. Coco Loco is the name of an alcoholic cocktail containing coconut and rum, which is said to have come from either the Caribbean or Latin America. I personally think Coco Loca just sounds so stupid and just like kind of vulgar. I don't know why I hate it. So Yayoi is by far the winner of this round. Now let's talk about Raymond, one of my favorite characters in the whole franchise.
I wonder why.
Well, Raymond's name in English might be a play on Raymond James Financial or Ray-Ban, a luxury sunglass company. With Raymond being a smug office cat who wears glasses, both of these highly successful companies would make a lot of sense. It is speculated that his name in Japanese, Jack, originates from the fact that the name James derived the name Jack. I think that's insane. If they wanted to call him James, they would have called him James. If I'm for real, I think they actually just kind of wanted to name him Jack. I think that's it. Once again, the Spanish localization team went for an entirely different direction and named him Narciso. Narciso is a Greek myth about a man who was so beautiful he fell in love with his own reflection. After Narcissus died, he left a daffodil behind, whose petals are yellow, similar to how Raymond has blonde hair. In Spanish, we call daffodils narcisos. Now, I think it's kinda scary how the Spanish localization team was able to read the future. They linked the most famous story about vanity to the cat who took over the world because everyone wanted to see him in a maid dress. Although I love the reasoning behind Narciso's name, when I look at this kitty, I don't think about a Narciso. I think Raymond is more fitting as it is a softer sounding name. So once again, the English team gets a point. For this entry, we're gonna be doing a double feature, Copper and Booker. Their Japanese names are Omawari-san A and Omawari-san B, which means Police Officer A and Police Officer B. I'm not asking for a super creative name or a super clever reference, just give them a name, Japan, what's wrong with you? Now, the English localization team actually gave them names. Copper is slang for cop, and Booker is slang for booking, which is arresting someone. In Spanish though, their names are Vigilio and Nocencio. What the fuck? The name Vigilio comes from the Spanish verb vigilar, which means to watch for something very carefully or to guard it, while Nocencio derives itself from the name Inocencio, which means innocent. However, I'm actually tweaking because neither of these are names that people have. The suffix io is used to make names out of things that aren't actually names. For example, the plant ambrosia derives the name Ambrosio, but it can also be used informally to just fuck around and be funny. An example is this rich comic over here. I don't know what you call this guy, but in Spanish we call him Fuquencio, and it's derived from the word fuck in English, and he's just fucking around because he's so fucking stupid. Fuquencio, that's why he's called Fuquencio. So, because the Japanese team gave up and the Spanish team is led by Fuquencio, I have to give this point to the English team once again. Now, let's talk about the best owl boy himself and one of the main reasons I wanted to make this video. Blathers, his English name, is derived from the verb to blather, which means to talk a lot and very rapidly without making any sense. This being one of his main attributes. Anytime you donate anything to the museum, this guy just won't shut up. In Japanese, Blathers' name comes from his species. Futa comes from fukuro, which is the Japanese word for owl, or from the onomatopoeia of the sound owls make, being hoot. In Spanish, his name is Socrates, or Socrates, the Greek philosopher. Socrates definitely plays into the whole museum and knowledge side of him. I only found out about this last year, but I genuinely thought that Socrates was just his name globally, but no, that's just in the Spanish version. I don't want to sound biased, but I do want to give the Spanish localization the point this time. Blathers has always felt a little disrespectful. Hi everyone, Sick Astrei from the future here. Anytime I hear the word Blathers, I think of innards, and I think that's fucking vile, and I hate it so much. Like, I get it, he does yap and it's annoying, but I feel he's more than that. He is a smart guy, so put some respect on his name, and we go Socrates. Once again, we have one of my favorite villagers, Audie. It is speculated that Audie is named after the beautiful, wholesome Animal Crossing grandma who played Animal Crossing New Leaf for 3,500 hours or so. If this is the case, then Audie and the English team wins automatically. I love Animal Crossing Gram so much, she is the best. However, while researching for this video, I discovered that this lady's name is actually Audrey, not Audie, which can be nicknamed as Audie, but that poses the question, if that really is the case, then why didn't they just name her Audrey as opposed to Audie? I'm not sure if there would be any legal issues when it comes to naming a character after a real person, especially overseas. I actually don't know, so I'm just putting it out there just in case. Audie's name in Japanese is Monika. I have made a lot of research trying to find her name origins and I just could not find anything. There are no famous Japanese Fox characters named Monika or any celebrities that could be linked to that. The closest thing I found was a porn star that is called Monica Fox. That's it. Why her name is Monica in Japanese is a complete mystery to me. However, I do have one theory. Doubutsu no mori characters, whose names are written in hiragana, have names that originated from Japanese names or words. In the case of those doubutsu no mori villagers that are written in katakana, their names tend to be onomatopoeias or foreign names, which is the case for Monica. As suggested by her pocket camp description and her craftable quest, Monica/Audie is supposed to give off a passport girl sort of aesthetic. Therefore, I think we can conclude that she's named Monica as it is a lavish, foreign sounding name, and she would be a tourist. Interestingly, her name in Spanish is also Monica. Monica is derived from the Greek root mono, which means one or unique. So the name Monica could mean unique or solitary woman. Monica is the only female wolf villager that looks like a fox, meaning she is as lonely as she is unique. But personally, I think they grabbed the name from Japanese and just gave it a Spanish pronunciation, as that is also a very easy name to pronounce for Spanish speakers. Going back to what I was saying, if Audie is truly named after Audrey, the Animal Crossing grandma, then I have to give the point to the English team. If not, I guess it's inconclusive. Do with that as you will. Now let's talk about Dr. Shrunk, an axolotl originating from Animal Crossing Wild World who would teach you emotions. It is assumed that Dr. Shrunk's name comes from the word shrink, which is slang for psychologist. I actually did not know that. In Japanese, his name is Shisho, which means mentor or teacher, which makes sense as it is appropriate to his profession. Now, Spanish absolutely mogs every single language this time. His name is Dr. Cito. In Spanish, the suffix ito or ita is a diminutive, which means it's something you attach to words to make them sound smaller. For example, gato is cat and gatito is kitty. Juego means game, while jueguito means little game. Doctor means, well, doctor, and doctorcito means little doctor. Therefore, doctorcito means that he's like a little doctor, but Cito is his last name because doctor is his title. It's really clever, okay? Without a doubt, Doctorcito wins this one. This is just so stupid and so funny, and I love it so much. Spanish sweep, let's go! Now I want to talk about Dom. Dom, interestingly, was my first villager I ever received in my many Japanese learning Animal Crossing save files. Apparently his name in English is based on his personality type. Since he is a jock, he talks about dominating exercises very often. That's why dominant, Dom. I think this is the least Dom looking character of all time, and for a really long time I gaslit myself into thinking this guy's name was Sub. I wish I was joking. His name in Japanese is Chachamaru. While Chacha means interruption, Maru is a kanji used as a suffix in boys' names. For example, names like Koromaru, Shikamaru, Kidomaru all use Maru at the end. Now, by itself, this kanji, maru, means circle, which plays into the whole idea that Chachamaru is very round, circular looking. Now, going back to Chacha, he looks like he's on the verge of tears every second of his existence. He probably does interrupt people. Therefore, Chachamaru is a round, kind of annoying guy. Hi, it's me, Astrei from the future again. If Chacha is written with kanji instead of hiragana, it would mean tea or tea ceremony, which doesn't really mean anything to his character, but I'm just saying this in case someone gets angry. In Spanish, his name is Fibrilio, which comes from the word fibra. Fibra or fiber are filaments that you use in things like sweater making. Since he is a sheep and is covered in wool, this whole thread making reference makes sense. Out of these three options, I'm definitely going for Chachamaru. I think this one represents him the best and it's the cutest sounding one. I really dislike the name Dom in English and Fibrilio is just weird, so Chachamaru it is. Finally, let's talk about Marshall. This was one of those entries that just has no information whatsoever when it comes to the origins of his name, so this is my opinion. Marshall's name in Japanese is Jun. Depending on the kanji it is written with, Jun can mean a variety of different things. Jun, written with this kanji, means pure or genuine, while this one means obedience. Jun is a very formal, clean, organized looking guy. I think these fit pretty well. However, there's one that I also found very interesting. This one means falcon. He does not particularly look like a hawk to me, but sometimes birds do be eating squirrels and other small rodents. So I don't know. In English, his name is Marshall, which could be a reference to his color palette being very close to that of marshmallows. The Animal Crossing Spanish wiki also suggests that it could be a reference to Eminem, Marshall Mathers. I have nothing to say about that. His name in Spanish is Munchi, and I love that so much. Munchi is derived from munch, the verb in English, which means to chew on, to gnaw, which is something that squirrels do. But I don't know, just Munchi is so fitting. Like, this guy is Munchi. He looks Munchi as fuck in this pic. Although I absolutely love both the names of Marshall and Munchi, I think I will choose Munchi this time. Marshall feels a little too serious, and Munchi is just so much more playful and cute because he's just small. I love him. And that's about it. I hope you enjoyed watching this video because I had a blast making it. There are hundreds, and I mean hundreds, of Animal Crossing villagers out there who also have very interesting etymologies. So if I see that this video gets a lot of love and support, I'll absolutely make a part 2. I actually had to cut 2 villagers because I don't want this video to get too long and I don't want it to be a pain in the ass to edit. I've been trying to record this video for 5 hours or so now, and my throat is completely sore. I felt a little sick before recording, but now the pain is unbearable. I'm gonna die. I don't know if it's the flu or it's just me yapping.
It was the flu. I'm dying.
But I will absolutely just shut up and never speak again until I feel good, I guess. If you have any other video suggestions, it doesn't have to be Animal Crossing related. It can be language stuff or horror stuff. Just let me know. I'm running very low on ideas. So anything that you want to see, just let me know and I'll make it. So yeah, that's about it. I hope I didn't butcher any pronunciations. I tried really hard. But yeah, now I'll officially shut up and take a rest, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye everyone.